How about working while you get to know the world? See ideal professions to live like a digital nomad and enjoy a routine different from the office. Living traveling seems like a dream to you. More and more people have changed their fixed address and traditional job for a more flexible lifestyle, which allows them to see the world and earn money at the same time. The good news is that there are several professions for those who want to be a digital nomad. This term is used to describe those who work remotely over the internet and take advantage of this to have a nomadic lifestyle, that is, without a fixed base. The workspace possibilities are very varied, and that's what this article will be about. But first of all, it is worth remembering that you don't always have to drop everything to have this lifestyle. Maybe your current employer is willing to move you to a remote job, or maybe you can take on a similar role as your current one, but as a freelancer or freelancer. B, on the other hand, there is no need to restrict yourself to what you currently do. With willpower and dedication, you can create your own business that can be run remotely or learn a new profession. After all, there is no lack of courses, many of them online and free, to train you in the most diverse areas. C, with discipline and flexibility, it is often possible to combine work as a digital nomad with a work exchange work for accommodation. This way you considerably reduce your expenses and it's easier to spend more time on the road. If you are interested, take a look at the vacancies available at World Packers in Brazil and worldwide. Want to see some of the functions you can perform to work without a fixed address? Look that. Digital marketing is marketing carried out in a digital environment. It uses tools like social media, email marketing and websites. The web environment allows companies to get closer to their audiences, and this is where they need to know how to communicate correctly. Digital marketing, digital MKT, is the set of activities that a company, or person, performs online with the aim of attracting new business, creating relationships and developing a brand identity. Among its main strategies are SEO, inbound marketing and content marketing. Web programming languages are specifically used for developing the presentation and business logic layers of websites, portals and web applications in general. The technology market for web developers is always busy. When starting your web developer career, you really need to focus on something and accept the fact that you can't be a generalist or, as kids today prefer to call it, a full-stack developer. Believe me, even if you want to work in various branches of web development, this is impossible for those who are just starting out. Realize that we are talking about specialization, not learning a lot of things to try and see what you like the most. After all, you need to know how to act on several fronts to be a full stack, and, when you're starting out, you barely have the knowledge for just one. Makes sense, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to excel in a lot of fields, but you really can't do that in the beginning. What you can do is focus your learning efforts on a skill and become an expert in that field. It can be JavaScript, PHP, Ruby, C#, etc. But it has to be good at what it does. Once you master one of them, you can move on, but don't do that until you have great knowledge in that field. Most digital entrepreneurs use this way to diversify their investments remotely. How to invest in cryptocurrencies and other financial assets. If you have money that you will not miss, there is nothing better than buying shares or bitcoins and receiving dividends every month as a profit. The financial market is, then, an environment that brings together investors and issuers of debt securities, those who borrow money. It works just like when you borrow money from the bank. The only difference is that the market is much more transparent and has more attractive and profitable opportunities for you. The financial market aligns interests. While someone has money to spare and needs income, others need money to get their projects going. In this market, people and companies borrow and lend money, according to the moment. To actively participate in this market, you need to plan to make money. A lender can also be seen as a buyer, as he or she is acquiring a debt from a company or a person in order to receive payment with interest. The development of infoproducts, for example, can be both a job in itself and a consequence of working as a digital content producer in an authorial project. Courses, conferences and ebooks are examples of products that can be sold over the internet. The best part is that after the initial effort to produce the content, set up the sales platform and launch, the work devoted to the product is considerably reduced. In the following phases, you only need to worry about maintaining and disseminating the infoproduct, which starts to generate passive income. In addition to creating your own products, you can also sell courses and other materials made by third parties, earning a commission on sales made as an affiliate. Consulting is nothing more than a service offered by a professional or company in a specific area to another professional or company. The purpose of the consultancy is to survey the client's needs, through diagnostics and processes, identify solutions and then recommend improvement actions. The consultant is the professional who acts in the company, taking the necessary changes in which he was assigned, with the responsibility to assist the executives in the decision process. Well, the consultant needs to point out the points to be improved and which changes or programs should be implemented. He teaches and prepares teaching material for language classes according to guidance and previously distributed content, applies tests, develops classwork and answers questions online or in person. Currently very strong in the online market due to current restrictions. To become a language teacher, if you choose to take a higher degree, it is interesting that you have a bachelor's degree in languages. Qualification in translation and interpreting prepares you, among other things, to be an interpreter for people who do not speak Portuguese. For those who have a way with languages, one possibility is to specialize in translation. In this case, some differentials are fluency in languages with a reduced offer compared to more popular ones, such as English and Spanish, and mastery of technical vocabulary in specific areas, such as law, medicine and technology. It is important to remember, however, that being proficient in a foreign language is not enough to be a good translator. It is recommended to do training in the area and learn to use specific software. For example, as with the newsroom, building a portfolio can help. They say that virtual assistance is the profession of the future, but it is an increasingly present reality in the professional market. Being a virtual assistant is much more than working on your own. It is having the opportunity to create your own work, making the dream of professional autonomy and taking charge of your career possible. The virtual assistant is the self-employed professional who works remotely, either from their own home or from a co-working, using their own work tools. This professional has the benefit of flexible schedules, as well as the peace of mind of working with what he likes most. For those who have doubts about the areas in which a virtual assistant can work, know that these are very broad and tend to grow each day. Initially, it was thought that a virtual assistant could only work in the administrative, financial, commercial and secretarial areas. With the increasing demand for digital services, new areas emerged, such as communication, HR, digital marketing, social media, customer service and much more. The trend is for these areas to increase even more, as the profile of customers who need these services is also changing. They are micro-entrepreneurs, small and medium-sized companies, self-employed professionals, startups, YouTubers, bloggers and so on. There are different types of clients in the digital market and, for each of these clients, there will certainly be a professional willing to help with their skills. Therefore, if you want to be part of the new professional modality that has been taking over the Brazilian market, Get to Know the course that is helping people to undertake and work remotely. When it comes to virtual assistants, it is common to have confusion between the functions performed and the hiring models. Furthermore, the term can be confused with other very similar ones. This is the case of the digital assistant, which is not a profession but a technology to perform activities in an automated way, that is, through robots. Despite working remotely, virtual assistance does not dispense with the human factor. On the contrary, the professional is the key player in the process, since he is his own company. This aspect is very evident, especially when prospecting customers, when the virtual assistant is guided to listen to their needs, even before offering their services. Virtual assistants are highly trained professionals specialized in certain activities. Therefore, they are able to deliver the best results for their clients, without the need for constant supervision from managers. The virtual assistant market is a reality that provides thousands of opportunities in different sectors. And the trend is to further increase the range of services, as it helps customers by optimizing processes and bringing results. If you write well, the possibilities in the writing area without having to be allocated to a traditional company are practically endless. It is possible to work online producing texts for blogs, newsletters and other content marketing tools, produce advertising content for offline and digital media, write technical texts for specific industries, produce guides and ebooks, write articles for websites, newspapers and magazines and more. Having experience in the area obviously helps a lot, but if this is not your case, it is possible to create a portfolio with texts written on your own initiative, which can serve as a reference for potential clients. I've worked in this area both as a contractor in newspapers and advertising agencies and as a freelancer, and I think it's great to be able to choose which projects to dedicate myself to and how to organize my schedules. If you're new to the field, I suggest taking courses like Rock Content and HubSpot. Another very common profession among digital nomads is that of graphic designer or illustrator. These professionals can perform a wide range of tasks, such as creating logos, designing materials such as ebooks and magazines, creating graphic pieces for social networks, designing the layout of websites or application interfaces, designing business cards and promotional materials for small businesses and entrepreneurs, creating illustrations for magazines and books, among others. It is also possible to invest in the production of their own products, from making illustrations for image bank websites to creating paintings or t-shirts for online sale, for example, or undertaking in fields such as fashion or decoration. If you have a talent for visual arts and the ability or willingness to learn how to use the right software, it's worth investing in your career as a digital nomad. The customer success (CS) professional is responsible for ensuring customer satisfaction with what was sold to him. Thus, one of the main reasons for having the customer success function in a company is to prevent customers from breaking their contract with the brand and, thus, getting closer to your brand. A customer success manager is nothing more than the professional responsible for developing relationships with consumers that promote customer retention and loyalty. This professional goes to great lengths to ensure that consumers are fully satisfied. Customer success is a strategy that emerged with SaaS companies to keep their customers longer and thus retain more revenue. Companies that generate higher revenues and grow quickly have strong CS strategies. If you are a good strategist and have good relationships with clients, then this is your opportunity for another profession of digital nomad. He is responsible for seeking out the best professionals in the market for the company, usually for strategic positions within the organization. The headhunter plays the role of mediator between the company and the professional. One of the main functions of the HR department is the recruitment and selection of professionals. It may seem like a strange word, but, in fact, a headhunter is a professional who searches the market for the ideal talent to fill a given position. He can act autonomously, provide services temporarily, or work fully for a single company online. Unlike the HR professional, who receives resumes, the headhunter goes after the talents in the market. Hence the importance of networking. The talent scout searches social networks, such as LinkedIn, events, and even competitors for the ideal professionals to fill a vacancy. Are you very good at photography, or at recording and editing videos? Several types of companies around the world need qualified professionals to produce photos or videos of promotional campaigns or publicize their establishments. Many digital nomads contact travel agencies and hotels to offer photos or videos in exchange for tours, accommodation, or remuneration. It is also possible to work in these areas entirely online, whether selling photos to image banks, editing videos produced by third parties, or creating animations, for example. Is the professional responsible for managing, planning, and monitoring the results of strategies in the communities surrounding the company? The community manager is responsible for managing a specific community of people who are directly related to the company. It is your job to make the people who belong to the group connect with each other, reach their goals, and feel significant parts of the whole, not just another number. Professional profile and skills to be a community manager: easiness to manage parallel projects, empathy, creativity, being detail-oriented, analytical profile, critical profile to build solid and trustworthy relationships, having good interpersonal communication, and curiosity. They are professionals who, through content published on social media, are able to influence and have an effect on thousands of people on a certain subject or product. Because of their followers and engagement, they are seen as credible and successful people in their midst. One question that may arise is why these people have so many followers and influence. According to a survey carried out by We Are Social, 45% of the population is inserted in the digital world. Therefore, they are looking for someone to guide them through the internet, and that is exactly where the role of the digital influencer comes into play. These influencers are on different social media and talking about different subjects. There are the guys from YouTube, who produce long-lasting videos in a lighter and more humorous way. There are Instagram's digital influencers, who use photos and short videos to show more about their lifestyle, sports, and other everyday topics. And, recently, the TikTok gang appeared, which only works with videos of up to 1 minute about dances, trends, stories, and more. The growth of this career is clear and is due to its flexibility, as it is a profession that allows not having a boss, working at the time that is most comfortable, and with various topics on the internet. Many people have been looking for ways to enter this market. A group of people starting a company, working with a different idea, scalable and under conditions of extreme uncertainty. Understand, it all started during what we call the internet bubble, between 1996 and 2001. Moreover, startup has always been synonymous with starting a company and getting it up and running. The startup concept is about a company at an early stage that has an innovative business proposal and great growth potential. They can operate in any area or type of market and usually use technology as the basis for their operations. There are several companies that work completely online. Worldpackers is a collaborative platform that connects you with hosts around the world where you can travel, trading your skills for accommodation. The host offers free accommodation, meaning you don't have to spend anything on accommodation. In addition, there are hosts who offer meals, discounts on tours and parties, and even language or surf lessons. That way, depending on the host, a traveler can spend 70% less than he would spend backpacking around the place. So, the digital nomad is always looking for these opportunities to be able to work traveling and without having any expenses. Of course, there are paid platforms for you to be invited or to expose your services. Volunteering is the act of providing a selfless service in favor of a cause, often for free and without coercion. It's about giving time to a good cause, specifically to help an organization, your community, or an individual with whom you are not related. Volunteering is a possibility to contribute with what you know how to do, but also an invitation to learn to do something new that, at a given time, is fundamental for the quality of life or to bring comfort to someone or a group of people that needs attention. It is nothing more than giving your time to an institution, community or social project that needs the skills you have to offer, without receiving financial assistance in return. What you get in return will depend on the experience you choose. Speaking of entrepreneurship, how about opening a virtual store? It is increasingly common to shop over the internet, and many companies no longer have a physical store. There are several e-commerce platforms that can be used to sell your products, and all advertising can be done online. For those who work with resellers, it is possible to articulate the entire process between suppliers and customers over the internet. Another option is to buy local products where you are currently living and sell them online to the rest of the world. If you have your own products and are always on the road, you will need to develop logistics to ship items to customers. But this can be resolved with an employee or team hired to take care of stock and delivery, for example. Professional bloggers, YouTubers and Instagrammers are no longer a novelty. This type of work is not the best option for those who are starting from scratch and are in a hurry to earn enough income to support themselves, as it usually takes time to get a reasonable audience. Creating a blog and earning money from it takes more work than it might seem, as I can attest to from experience. But it is a great option for those who like to produce content and have relevant information to share. I find it an extremely rewarding job. If you are interested, like me, in living, traveling and working with content production, a recommendation is to take the course on how to create and monetize a travel blog that Worldpackers has. It will certainly help you a lot with tips to start producing travel content and earn money writing texts. Blogs and social media can be monetized in a variety of ways, including Google AdSense, auto-display ads, sponsored posts, affiliate marketing and other types of partnerships and advertising, and side projects that can arise when you create authority. Nowadays many people consider themselves capable of managing a company's social networks, but the job is not as simple as it seems. For marketing in digital media to have the desired effects, it is important that the responsible professional has training in the area. After all, the work goes far beyond producing texts or photos and hitting publish. Social media management also includes functions such as responding to comments, monitoring statistics, managing ads and evaluating their results, articulating campaigns with influencers, and aligning all of this with short, medium and long-term marketing strategies. Didn't identify with any of these roles? No problem. After all, the professions above are just references in areas that tend to have a lot of demand for remote work. However, there are many other professions for being a digital nomad. Nowadays, many jobs do not require the physical presence of those who exercise them, or can be adapted to an online environment. Using features like video conferencing and task management software, it's not difficult to keep in touch with customers or an entire team over the internet. Some examples of professionals who can work virtually are architect, coach and accountant. It's also worth investing in consulting, whether in your field of work or in other subjects in which you have experience, such as productivity, entrepreneurship or travel planning. Whichever profession you choose, the important thing is to be able to do quality work, in addition to dedicating yourself to networking and personal marketing to get clients. Fortunately, you can find many online courses that help you both acquire specific skills for your chosen job and develop as an entrepreneur. If you want to venture out into the world as a digital nomad and live life with a different routine, in addition to different types of volunteering, Worldpackers also offers online courses that will help you earn extra money while traveling. There are also many digital nomads who share their experiences and learning, addressing important details of this lifestyle. They provide tips for finding work online, traveling alone, identifying the best cities to live as a nomad, traveling cheaply, taking care of your health on the road, among other issues you are likely to face in nomadic life. An example is the book by Castle Parsu, who has been working online for many years. And you? Do you have other professional tips for being a digital nomad? Or any questions about what we're talking about here? Tell us there in the comments.